Hello everyone and welcome back. As you might recall, a couple of months ago the Beatles in mono vinyl box set was reissued. I bought a copy, it came, overall it looked nice and well, but then a few of the records had some issues. Specifically, the White Album mono masters had a lot of scuffs, probably because of their inner sleeves, which seemed to be way too pressed against the record. There were issues with some other records. I wrote to support, like many other people did, to Universal Music UK support, because that's where I bought the box set from. They replied back and we kept in touch. I gave them some examples of the issues with some of the records, some of the sleeves and so on. They said they're going to work to get replacements out for everybody who had these issues for their respective records. I kept in touch with them after that. They took a list of records from me that they would get replacements for, and they said they were going to do it sometime at the end of September. A couple of weeks ago I talked to them again and they said they're almost ready, and this week I received a message that they had been shipped. Today they've arrived. I'll get to unbox them live with you in a few moments, and then hopefully we'll see if the replacements have been properly quality checked, both records and sleeves, and if they can stand as replacements for the ones in the box set. So if you're curious to see whether these are standing up to the expectations, stick around. Okay, so the package came today in this bag and it's a little bit ripped already. It has some holes in it, not too big of holes, but still. Let's see. Well, let's try to rip it apart and see. I can already feel that there are separated boxes inside. Okay. And we're going to take these boxes one by one and see what we have in them. See the first one. I don't see any place to unseal it. They have these labels, as you can see. So there's individual labels on the top right. This is just a barcode, and then we have vinyl, Beatles mono, and Please Please Me. I'm gonna just try to rip it from here. I'm assuming this is the place. No. Okay. It's just okay. So it did have a unsealing strip. Just didn't see it. Okay. Please Please Me. There's no bubble wrap or anything. That's unexpected. The outer sleeve, the resealable sleeve looks nice. It's a little bit wrinkled here, but I don't think that's a problem. The cover seems to be looking okay. I don't see any issues, no tears in the sleeve. Looks okay, I guess. Okay. It's looks good. Now for this one I didn't have much problems with the cover anyway. Okay, let's get this unsealed. See the record. Now with the record I didn't have many problems with this one. It was just on the outer rim I had a dent and run in for the first side, but let's see, hopefully this will not be here anymore. The cover kind of looks perfect, to be honest, but the one on the record in the box looked good as well. Okay, so I mean I will check it, so I'll let you see it as well. I bet on the camera it looks shiny. All of the other ones did as well in the box set. It's actually when you put them under different angles of light that I can actually see the scuffs, and I could take photos of them. But here it looks okay. Okay, I can't see anything. The only thing is that I'll just try the edges, and they're relatively smooth. We had this with a lot of the records in the box set. I remember a few of them at least had, you know, the pieces of plastic coming off the edge there. But these rims look okay. Okay. Pretty nice. And nothing on the run-in of the first side, so let's see the second one. Okay. It's sorry about that. It's Sgt Pepper. Let's go see. So Sgt Pepper is one of the ones which has the inners, but they told me that, you know, not gonna have the inners or any kind of the extras for Sgt Pepper or the White Album. So we'll have to see. Here's the label, Sgt Pepper. Okay, let's unseal this. Now I know where. There we go. Okay. Okay, same as the outer sleeve, is a little bit wrinkly, but no big issue. But again, no isolation. Let's take this away. Okay. Now, for this one, there was a scratch, but a very light scratch on the record that I had in the box set. The cover looks nice. The spine looks nice. Overall, okay. We'll have to unseal it to look at the record. So I was saying that you'll see the record had a small scratch across a day in the life, but it produced no significant noise. I just mentioned it to them and they included this on the list. Looks good. Well. Oh, so they did include something. They did include the replica inner sleeve, the fiery one. That's cool. See if we have the cutouts. I suspect not, but we'll see. Let's put this back. Okay. Okay, let's see. Oh. Okay, so we do have some bent corners here. Look here. You can see. And on the other side, they were bent together. Well, it's not a huge deal. I think the records for me are what matter most, really. So let's take a look at this one as well. The cutouts are not there, as I mentioned. Okay. Okay. Again, I guess for you it will look shiny. It looks for me at first glance, right? I'll have to put them under better angles of light, like LED light, to see a little bit better. But yeah, overall looks good. Okay, here we also have a split in the top seam here. It's not a big one, it's a small scratch or cut. You can see it. Again, it's not a huge deal. But yeah, there it is. Okay, the third one, Magical Mystery Tour. Here it is. This one I only reported to them because the booklet was coming undone in the first one, but not too much. I mean, it started to come undone. Let's see how this one fares. Okay. I mean, it looks okay out of the box. By the way, I didn't ask them to send me this. They just put it on the list because I kind of made that comment about how it was packed, and if it would have been packed better, you know, maybe I would have risked less to for the booklet to rip. But yeah. Okay, this looks okay. In the end, for this one, it's important that it is packed properly. So the one that I packed there, for some box sets, was not packed on the spine. And not being packed on the spine and being packed like this, like vertically, the booklet tends to fold downwards and get undone easier. So that could have been avoided when they packed it the first time. And this is kind of what I told them as well. But anyway, they put it on the list. Let's see what we have here for this one. Looks good overall, but we'll see how it is inside. Okay, let's get this opened. Okay. Let's take a look. Cover is not glossy, it's matte, but it's very nice matte finish. Okay. And let's see. Oh, okay. Already, it's worse. This is not, and this is already undone, as you see. I hope it's visible. It's completely ripped here, and yeah, there it is. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's completely separated. Fortunately, I didn't think it would be worse than the one I got. So here, normally it's glued, like this part is glued, the outer cover sort of the booklet, and then the inside are caught by, or should be held in place by those hinges, by those staples, but yeah, they're already gone. Let's check the record really fast. This one did not really have a huge problem for me. Okay, again, the same apparent gloss and shine. Okay, let's the fourth one. This one is Mono Masters. So this one, there were plenty of scuffs because of those records and the sleeves being so tight together in the sleeve. Let's see. Okay, there we go. Fortunately for them, the sound was good initially. So, like testing the ones that I got in the box set, they were okay sound-wise. But let's see. What do we have here? Just a little bit paper, cardboard debris. This is sealed completely. So after seeing what I saw with the other ones, I don't know if I'm going to unseal it now. I think I'm just going to leave it as it is. I already have a copy that plays fine, the one that I had from before. Overall, it looks okay. There's no visible bends or creases or anything. No cuts that I can see. So I think I'm going to just leave this one be the way that it is, sealed for now. If you guys are very curious about it, let me know and I'll open it. But otherwise, I'll just keep it as it is, I think. Looks good. Okay, let's check out the last one, and this is the moment of truth, because this is the one where the records were a problem for me, where aside from the scuffs that I discovered looking more closely at the records, that were quite a lot, the sound was affected. So, White Album. This one seems to have been produced, or at least packed, on the 4th of September. Okay, let's take a look. Okay. This one I'll try on the turntable as well today, because I just need to know it's okay. So, there it is. Again, you know, first impression looks good. Okay. I don't see anything of note. It's less bulky than the original one. Okay, let's get this opened. Normally, you know, this one would have had other inserts, but again, you know, they're probably not going to be there. They explained this. Also, the code is not there. They also said this. Let's take it out. Okay. Less bulky, like I said, is the other one was quite swollen. It also had the other things, but I think it also contributed to how pressed the sleeves were against the records. Okay, they look good. The Philip backs look good. The other ones were okayish, but still they weren't glued quite well. These one looks good. Look good. Okay, let's see. The same sleeves. This is a little bit worrying, but at the same time, they don't seem to be stuck to the record like the ones in the box set were. So maybe that's a good sign. Because, you know, that kind of, I think, what caused the biggest issues on the box set. Because the sleeves, I don't know if they were bad or not, but for sure, they were so stuck to the records on this one and Mono Masters that they caused probably all of those scuffs. And here, those scuffs were producing sound as well. This one looks good, looks okay. But again, it appeared to look okay the first time as well, so. Okay, so I did a check under proper lighting. I don't think you'll be able to see it, but there are no scuffs, or very few and very light. So I'm hoping this will also sound good when I put it on the turntable, which I'm going to do right now. Okay, so I put this on the turntable. I have to say that it sounded really clean. We'll try the second one as well, and we'll see. The first one was okay. We'll see how this one is. But I couldn't play it for you, obviously, otherwise I would have gotten a content match. But I can tell you it sounded clean. I didn't listen to all of it, just a few tracks. This one looks okay as well. It came out very easily from the inner sleeve, so I'm assuming that we don't have the same problem because there's not the same amount of pressure that was put on the sleeve and the record. It kind of looks nice. I'll try this as well, and I'll listen to it tonight, probably end to end. But you see there's this, okay, there you go, I think you saw it. There's a piece of like string, like debris from the plastic, which was on many of them on the rims. Yeah, that gets stuck when playing. Oof. Okay, so there we go, the White Album. Better state than before. The covers look good, but yeah, there's no number. If there were a number on them, like a serial number, I would have kept these because the flipbacks are a little bit better shape. But anyway, the records are in good shape. So this was the unboxing. Stick around for some conclusions. Well, that was about it. So obviously, it's a mixed bag. I would have hoped that it wouldn't come to this because, you know, they did go through the trouble of, interacting with so many buyers that were unhappy with the product that they got a couple of months ago. They went to the trouble of, pressing these replacements and getting all of the covers in place and all of that, shipping them out at no extra cost for the buyers, as it's normal, because the box set was an expensive box. It was an investment sort of for many people, if you can call it that, in the sense that you expect to pay an amount of money, but for that product to be super high quality and for it to be to stand the test of time. Whereas there were so many problems with the initial box set, smaller, bigger problems with the sleeves, the outer sleeve, the covers, with the records themselves, and so on. And so I think everybody was kind of happy that Universal Music UK, I think in conjecture with Apple or Optimal, decided to go this route, which was to make replacements for people. I think everybody was happy. Some people were unsure if that was even going to happen, if the replacements were actually ever going to show up. That this week, since they started to be shipped to people, people were again excited that okay, there were some issues the first time, but they learned the lesson, and now they are doing right by the fans, by the customers in the end. And in the future they'll be more careful, but these replacements will solve the issues. Whereas for me, as you've seen, in some cases they have. So the records for the White Album were fine. I looked at them after unboxing and before this, in more detail and with proper lighting, you still see scuffs, but it's fine. I mean, they're way fewer and less pronounced than they were on the records in the box set, and the records sounded fine. So at least for as much as I could, listen to them. And so, in some cases that's okay, but for others, you've seen the Magical Mystery Tour. My complaint was that the booklet was, coming undone very easily. It was like coming unglued in my original record from the box set. Other people complained about that as well. They sent me one where the booklet is completely ripped off its hinges, its staples. It's very difficult to say who's at fault here, right? I mean, the product is kind of fragile anyway, but proper packaging and isolation of the product would have given it a better chance to not arrive like this. I don't know if this was from the factory or from the packaging that happened after the production or from the shipping. The shipping was not great, so the boxes were okay that they were individual for each record, but there was no padding, no isolation of any kind other than just the record and the cardboard box on top, and then 5 boxes stacked and put in a loose bag that anyway came, it was kind of loose anyway inside, but it was a little bit ripped here and there, so clearly it wasn't handled properly. It wasn't handled like a fragile product that it is in a certain way. So, that one was pretty bad. The Mono Masters I haven't unsealed, not even after I finish recording the unboxing with you. I don't know if I will unseal it, I'll see. Thankfully I have a copy of that from before that is okay. And then Please Please Me was okay, from what I could see. Again, when I'm looking with proper lighting, you can see scuffs here and there, but very few, very light. So I think those are acceptable even for new records. So it's okay. The sound is perfect there. But the one that I've got very bad surprises about, aside from Magical Mystery Tour, the book, was Sgt Pepper. Now, thankfully, the original Sgt Pepper, which I got in the box set, play-wise was okay. It had some light scratches. I didn't even ask for a replacement for this one, to be honest. I just told them, like, among the list of the ones that had sort of physical issues with Sgt Pepper as well. I gave them some pictures of some of the scratches that it had on and like marks. But otherwise, I mean, when I played it, I couldn't like hear pops and clicks or anything like really noticeable, aside from the just occasional light surface noise. So I was fine. I just told them, this one was also problematic. Because when I wrote the email to them, it wasn't just like for me to ask for replacements, it was also to let them know, like, here are the kinds of issues you have. And especially for the Magical Mystery Tour, I kind of try to explain what other people were discussing as well, which is, ideally you would, when you ship this, you ship it with the spine downwards in the box so that the book is sitting on it and it's not constantly being moved and kind of dragging downwards to get ripped out of its hinges. So kind of like things like that. And for Sgt Pepper, I also told them, there's like a couple of scratches here and there, but it's fine overall sound wise. But they did decide, to their credit, to put that also on the list of replacements. They sent me one, and now the one that they sent me, you saw, it has these bent corners here. Again, for me personally, I mean, it's a new product, it shouldn't have it, but for me personally, it's not such a huge issue, given that I have the other copy with the proper, the cover like in perfect state. But the problem with this, unfortunately, which you cannot see or hear when I was unboxing, but I did play it a little bit afterwards, the disc overall, it kind of looked clean. Again, under lighting, you will see some scuffs here and there, but nothing major. And I put it on the record player, I dusted it off a little bit, made sure that I removed all of that debris from the disc, like the plastic, the vinyl that is kind of coming apart from the edges especially. And when I played it, right at the beginning, when the run-in starts, run-in ends, sorry, and the first track is supposed to start, there were successive pops, about 10 of them, 8, 10, 12, something like that. 8 of them were louder a little bit because they were on the silent part, but also at the beginning of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, the song, which is, starting with those instruments getting tuned and all of that kind of background noise, which is lower in volume, is not too loud, and so the pops were heard throughout. So again, there's like 8 to 12 pops, 8 of them were more louder. I took the record out, I started to check again, maybe a piece of debris from the vinyl rim got onto the record, and I missed it when I dusted it off, and maybe that was it, but it wasn't that. And then I, like, looking carefully and kind of using the light, I saw a little bit of a dent there in the beginning of the record as well. It's not super visible, so you have to look at it very, very carefully under light. But I'm assuming that is the thing, because when I checked, the rotation of the record, and I saw kind of where, looking at the label, kind of where the pops were happening, sort of. It was somewhere, if you're thinking about the record, like we have the label would be central here. It was somewhere around here on the left side of or the right side of the record, but left side as I'm showing it. And I'm guessing that's what is causing the pops. I tried to dust it off and to kind of brush it a few times, and nothing changed. So the pops are really there. So now I have a replacement for a record that I didn't fully ask for. If it were perfect, I would have put this in the box instead of the other one, just for it to be perfect like new. But with the bent corners and now with these pops, it's supposed to be a new record, so I don't know. I know we are getting these more or less for free, but in the end they're not really for free. They are supposed to be replacing defective products, for which we paid, again, a lot of money. So it is disappointing, I have to say. It is disappointing because if you're buying a $30 record from the store, that is not such an important pressing. It's something that is very often repressed in that format like 100,000 times. It's not a huge issue. If I would have bought like Sgt Pepper, or not even that, like a Hard Day's Night, let's say, from the store, the stereo version from 2012 that is being repressed occasionally, and that had a couple of issues, wouldn't that have been such a big issue? Still would have been problematic. It's a new record, shouldn't have problems, but still. But for these kinds of products, especially the mono ones, which are printed very rarely, which were so good in 2014, for them to have these kinds of issues in the box, and then the replacements also have bonus issues, I don't know. I don't think it's a good sign. Anyway, I'll write back to support. This one I most probably will try to sell. I don't think I need to keep another copy of it. I have the one in the box, which is playing fine, and I have the Japanese one. When I sell it, of course, I have to make clear what are the issues. So I have these corners that are bent. It's almost new, but it has the bent corners. It doesn't have the inserts because it only has like the replica sleeve. It doesn't have the cutouts because, as replacements, I was told by Universal Music from the get-go that they will not include all of the extras, which is fine. I'll sell it as such, and I'll have to make clear that it has these few pops at the beginning of side one. The rest of it seems to be okay though. And for this one, the White Album, this also, aside from not having any of the inserts, which again I was totally okay with it, what I needed a replacement for mostly was the records. The initial cover, for many people, the flip backs were starting to come unglued. Mine were not glued perfectly well, but they were glued decently well, I think. But the problem with this one is not that the inserts are missing, is that this one will not have a number, which they also mentioned that will not be the case. So I'll anyway have to keep that one because that one is numbered. But I switched the records from this one to that one. In the end, it's the same product, right? It is the same product, except, this one has some scuffs, and if I'll try to sell it, I'll have to make clear, the extras are not here, the cover is not numbered, and the records themselves, although new, they have some scuffs which produce some surface noise here and there. So yeah, just to kind of try and maybe this will help ease a little bit the situation, but it's very difficult, at least for me. I have to tell you in closing that it's very difficult to sell mono records of the Beatles in my country because people do not really look for that. It's very few people that I've met that know about these, that prefer these to the stereo ones or want to have both or whatever. So it's going to be difficult to move these. If not, I will keep them as, I don't know, backups or what have you. I don't know. Okay, so that was about it for today. Just so you know, I contacted support, the Universal Music support, and already let them know of the issues with these replacements. To be honest, at this stage, I don't have any more expectations. I just want to be moving on from this. It's already kind of tiring and exhausting dealing with all of this. Aside from all of this, there's also the issues with the imports that I told you about before, and it kind of happened again this time. So, you know, in this situation, I let them know what the issues for these new ones are, but I have zero expectations. I haven't asked anything from them, you know, whatever at this stage. That's, again, not to say that the support person who I was talking to was not okay. On the contrary, she was very supportive in this scenario. But overall, as the companies are concerned, the way that they are working with their shippers and their packers, or whoever is packing these, there's some room for improvement. But I want to thank you very much for joining me today for this. Again, please let me know in the comments if you have updates on your side, if you were one of the people who needed to receive these replacements. Otherwise, thank you again very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time.